Alright guys, so this is my rack that I just finished building a few weeks ago. It's the first rack that I ever built, and to be honest, I could have been happier with it. Things like this kind of irritate me. It was my first time building a rack, and overall, I mean, it works. It turned out alright, but things like this bug me. I had to build it in my living room, and I have roommates, so I was trying to hurry up and make it as short of a process as possible so I didn't get on their nerves too bad, because it was kind of loud with saws and everything, and it was a big mess. So I kind of hurried through it and, made mistakes like this, but whatever. It'll still work. It does the job. It'll hold 13 41 quart tubs. It's basically floor to ceiling. I've only got 5 tubs in it now, simply because I don't have 13 snakes yet. But I made it floor to ceiling because my room is very cramped and floor space is very, very valuable. So, when you're out of floor space, you go vertical. It's run off of 4-inch flex watt heat tape, 18 inches per strip. Each level has its own piece of heat tape that's independent from all the others. They all have their own cord and they all plug in. And the reason I did that is because it may be a while until I can fill up the other slots. I don't want to have the whole thing running, just heating up my room for no good reason. So I made them all individual, and it's a lot more wiring, but it didn't cost that much extra. It was a pain, but whatever, it's alright. So I've got my thermostat down here, keeping the hot spot right at about, seems to be 91, 92 on average. So, and then my heat gun, and that. This thing runs a little high because where I have the probe going to, it's going to right there, so it's directly on the heat tape. So that's 95.2, but inside is probably closer to 90. So yeah, that's the rack to show you my snakes. This is the biggest female that I have. I put my male in there once and they corded a little bit, but they never locked up. And he's in shed right now, so I've been waiting for him to get out, and I'm going to start putting him back in rotation. But anyways, this is her. She's a big girl. Take her out in a minute so you can see her. I just use a dog dish from the dollar store for a water bowl. And I give them all hides just because it makes me feel better, and they do use them. A lot of people say you don't need them when you're using, the tubs or whatever, because it's plenty secure enough. It's a tight space. It cost me $1, and it makes me feel better. They use them, so I don't really see why you wouldn't. When they're breeding, I do take the hide out so I can see what's going on. But other than that, I try and keep them in there. So taking that out, and that's her. She's a big girl. She's about, right now she weighs 3,200 grams because she's got a couple of rats inside of her. She hadn't defecated out yet. She's about to go any day now, though. Without that empty, she's probably around 2,700 grams, something like that. So either way, she's a big girl. I'm hoping she'll give me a lot of eggs this year. Oh, she's also in shed, obviously. She's really, really, really nice. She was actually a pet, so I don't have to worry about her striking at me while she's in shed. She doesn't really seem to be bothered that much. I still try not to handle her while she's in shed, but I made an exception to show you guys the videos. So. But yeah, she should be shedding any day now. She's pretty deep into the shed cycle. This is my second biggest female. She's about 2,300 grams. So she's a big girl too. This is the only one I haven't had my male breed yet, and that's simply because she was up next and he went into shed, and I didn't even try and breed him while he's in shed, because to my understanding the males usually won't breed while they're in shed. But so that's her. She's a big girl too. I'm hoping she'll give me some eggs this season. I can find a way to get her hide back on her there without crushing her. This is the smallest female that I have. I've thrown my male, and she's hiding. There she is. I've thrown my male in there with her twice and nothing either time. No courting, no nothing. He didn't even seem interested, so I'm pretty sure that she's not cycling. I don't think she's going to breed this year. I'm going to keep throwing him in there just in case, but if she doesn't breed, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm not that worried about it. I'll keep her till next year. She'll breed next year, and you know, by then she'll be quite a bit bigger, and she'll give me more eggs anyways. I've seen where people will breed them. She's right around, a month ago she was 1,200 grams. I got her up to 1,300, and I've seen people who breed snakes right around that size, and you know, they'll give like 3, maybe 4 eggs, but you know, by the time breeding season rolls around next year, they're the same size. They haven't done that much growing, so they give you 3 or 4 eggs the next season, and it's kind of an uphill battle. Whereas if you don't breed them, you let them get up to size for next year, then they're you know, then they'll give you, they're like 1,800 grams. They'll probably give you more eggs and more eggs every year after that, so I'm not really that worried about it. This girl is the one that seems the most promising. She's probably one of the nicer ones that I have of the females, at least I think, her pattern. And she's actually locked up with my male once, and he's only been in there once. They're locked up. She's showing real good signs of follicular development. She's been cool seeking, laying on her side, that kind of thing. So I'm really hopeful. I think she'll give me some eggs, and I'm also hopeful for the 2 bigger females. Like I said, the smaller girl I'm not really that worried about. Now this bottom tub here is a small female that I just picked up the other day. She's 189 grams exactly. I picked her up because she's a really, really nice normal. Both her color and her pattern are exceptional. One of the nicer normals I think I've ever seen. The camera doesn't quite do her color justice, but you can see her pattern. I just think she has an awesome pattern. And what I'm hoping is, you know, the guy that I bought her from was trying to sell me, you know, oh, she's probably a new gene. I seriously doubt that. I mean, she doesn't have a clear belly or anything. I just think she's a really, really nice normal, and if I can just, you know, if she can pass that along to her babies, then yeah, I'll be perfectly happy with that. If I can just get some to have her color or her pattern, then I mean, that'll be more than worth it. Like if I breed her to my Russo one day or something, and they get, you know, his color and her pattern, that would make some really, really nice looking snakes. So that's all I want from her. And that's it for over here on my rack. I do have my Russo, who is in a separate container. He's in a 30 breeder right here. He was the first snake I ever got, so he kind of gets special treatment. He's in here. He's in shed right now, so I've got a towel on top to keep in the humidity. And I'm not going to take him out because this thing's kind of a pain in the ass to get to, especially when I already had to do it once today to mist him down. So next video I'll show him to you. He should be coming out of the shed in the next few days. And that's that. And this is my boa, just on a quick side note. She ate today. She's soaking in her water. She is probably, actually she's definitely the most aggressive snake I've ever had by far, which is to be expected, I guess, when you have ball pythons and then go out and get a boa. She's still relatively small, but she is very, very moody. When she doesn't want to be handled, you just leave her alone, because I've seen other snakes where you can kind of calm them down. That doesn't work with her. It just pisses her off more, and she strikes at you more and more and more. So she's just best left alone when she's not in the mood to be handled, and I figured that out. So we have an understanding. But she's a really nice boa too. She just ate today, so I'm not going to take her out and show you guys, but she's the last snake in my collection. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. You know, I'll be putting some more videos up as, you know, as I make more progress in the breeding season and as I get some more snakes. So stay tuned.